reminder, so you have several books today, but what was the first one?
So the very, very first one was inside of GenSpring, and that wasn't a commercial book, but it was a Thought Leader's Guide to Family Wealth. And Jay Hughes was one of the key thought leaders that had inspired and influenced Hat Perry, who founded GenSpring. And after that, this first independent book I wrote was the Complete Family Office Handbook, and it's sort of this one right here. Okay. So that was the first one, and then they all kind of look similar after that. But then I wrote a direct investing handbook, because I realized in my family, like so many other families, that there's like one core business that generated a lot of wealth. And then we invested in all these other businesses, or we started all these other businesses. And there's one thing to be an active, engaged owner, and it's another thing to be a direct investor investing into privately held or closely held businesses. And so, there's a joke that goes something like, a good way to take an extraordinarily large fortune and make it much more manageable is to invest in direct investments. Why? Because a lot of people don't recognize the follow-on capital required, the intensity to be engaged as an owner of a direct investment, the time, the energy, and the duration, right? It's a long time to own something that may or may not work out, depending on where you get in. Are you at seed, angel stage, or are you at like later stage? So I wrote that book, and then I just at the end of 2021 released the second edition of the Complete Family Office Handbook. So these two are actually brother and sister. I don't know which one goes first, but the red edition now is the second edition. Okay. And about 85% revised. So I scrubbed a lot of data that was dated, and I added a bunch of new cases. So yeah.
So basically, this is your life experience of being part of a family business, winding down those family businesses, being on the family board, seeing and running the family office, and then working in a multifamily office for years. So you have personal background and what you wish somebody had taught you, plus all the things that you learned and what you've been teaching other people for many, many years.
Yeah, and the handbooks are really like, a typical handbook, which I don't know all things tax or all things estate planning or all things legal structure. So where I don't have the expertise, we have great thought leaders who've come in and written bespoke chapters on sort of all the different areas of family office. I wrote about, I would say 60% of both of the handbooks. And thanks to Wiley, they had me cut it down to, I think, about 450 pages. So it's a heavy book. I can tell you, because I'm a Sherpa of books, and it weighs just about 5 pounds. So, a lot of what's in the book is actually not my story, because of my family, right? When you're connected to a family, you're intensely private and quiet. And so maybe if I take a pen name and it shows up in the Succession like series, maybe down the road because certainly my family was not perfect like most multi-generational families. So, but for right now, all of the work that you see behind me is research primarily from other families, other family businesses, other family offices, and institutional data.